I wonder. Ooh. Spicy game. Raborsh. Where's this? Listen, fast. You are a blood maniac, Nev. You're the little devil that sits on my shoulder every stream. I'm like, should I kill that guy? And you're like, yes, do it now, please. End his life. He doesn't deserve it. Without fail. Oh, do I get to play as Godwin?
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying.
You discovered
See
your
more
bed.
cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories.
Also, PC streamers, PC
no
people,
idea.
Steam Spring Sale is on right now. So if there's any games you're looking at,
And
check it
now
out, see if
you're
there's
2
anything
decades
cheaper.
older
Might be able to
and
pick it up.
wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters.
You're my yin and yang.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Do you know any of the guests?
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a
Burgers.
rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Gutenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for
The
now,
fuck?
they're keeping mostly to themselves.
The Jews
Maybe
are
you
here.
should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try.
Who's Frenchie?
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
This is true. Yeah, what are we gonna do now?
What do you
We
plan
go?
to do now you're a free man again?
What do
Per
you
se.
think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
I don't care about him being
Dear
free.
me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests. Eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually
Ah,
planning.
so Godwin's a noble. He just chose not to be. Interesting.
Greetings. Greetings to you, friend.
Rabbi Jehuda.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your...
You're so sorry?
Community.
Ah, shit.
I'm going with my greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet,
How do you know I'm a priest?
it's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of
The
Gutenberg.
rabbinical court.
And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to
Isn't
help
Zed
each
like
other
grandpa?
in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Yeah, are you looking for friends?
Are you
lonely?
looking for friends among us?
Let us say rather that we have chosen a side. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the
think I might be
means
cooked.
to sustain them.
Shit.
Why are you telling this to a coin man?
That's honestly the daily as a
Wanted
streamer,
to deliver
apparently.
what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Isn't it the same
Did
thing?
you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only
By the way,
by
blue
God.
people was
Don't
Nev's
know if you
problem,
can
not mine.
trust them.
How is them
With
my
that
problem?
money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
I kill
Henry.
people for fun.
That messenger of Radzik Copula.
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. We did not get off to a very good start.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get to know each other better. He should be coming here later, by the way. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not
Hey,
so
Pixie,
long
what's
since
going
his
on?
parents were
How
killed
are
in
we?
Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't.
No! These motherfuckers.
Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all
His
for
fuckers
the
Henry's
best.
brother?
Why? He should have taken care of me.
Henry has a
But
Jew
instead
brother?
he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in
Yeah.
Henry
Oh, that's
and
right, yeah.
raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Kobila, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Good health.
Straight into it.
L'chaim.
Ba-ding. Yeah, man, be slurping on it too. Ding. What's everyone been playing on their day? I saw Echo. You smashed Liza P. Up to the nameless puppet still, yeah? Absolute fucking brutal fight. Who's this guy? Oh, look at this fuckhead.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin. A friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin
We don't know each other, and I don't want to know you.
The last of my line. I am a warrior, traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière,
A
a
strategist.
poet.
My word.
Might respec.
Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Yeah, I'm not looking for new friends. I just need to be
I
nice.
beg your pardon, but I'm not looking to make friends here.
But you sickle eyes, no?
How'd you find
Is it not
Simon?
in a sense
I feel like
the
he
same thing?
compared to
The friend of
Luxia.
my friend is also my friend, and you
Easy.
say you know Henri, a likable boy, although he could still learn quite a lot from moi-même.
How come we haven't heard of you?
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say, incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Where have you been? French caught my ass. Hey, no, all good, man. All good. All good, John. You don't have to explain, my friend. You chill. I swear I picked
Where
that.
have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I was born
Once
by
you
the
get
sea.
like
If you
being
are
good enough to
interested in my
beat her,
greatest
you can
journeys,
navigate
then
on
I
it.
have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
That's all I really wanted to know about that guy. Didn't really care. There's Jobst, Hanush. Whoa, look at that guy's fucking head.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do
Godwin's
next?
just getting pissed in the back. That's the way.
Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary. And here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched
John
all our
Bichartson
fortresses
says,
and carried
"You are
off
my
everything
special.
that we possess.
Are
we seriously gonna wait and
Hello,
cower
time
in
to
a
mix my
corner?
red and blue attack to
Or are
hit
we
you with
gonna
the purple
drive them
twitch
out
ball
in
of
shame?
Poggers. Flex right now.
A few well-planned raids, and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare?
Yes, Gojo. I will
Has
do
any
whatever
of
you want,
got
Gojo.
men and money to
That
spare.
was a good one.
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
You are my special.
Jobst is right. That whoreson won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing.
I was like, how the fuck did he get the voice actor for Satoru Gojo into KCD2?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this.
Exactly.
Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
It's Peter of Pizik, isn't it?
Well, that went just as expected.
How's it John Lichtenstein?
Good health. And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an
Liechtenstein.
amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Was that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
Yeah, I'm pretty... Yeah, I don't have anything else
As
going
it
on for me.
happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain... shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
What if we provoke him?
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves. But he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies.
their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge.
Nice,
if we find
big dog
support
of
and make it look like the whole
Schlichtenstein.
thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Interesting way of thinking, my friend. Let's do it.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also
We
because
want
I'm
more
happier
deaths.
with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Haman Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
Jobst. Tell me
Tell
more
me a
about
bit
him.
more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunststadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Okay.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Okay. And this one?
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a...
A male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
Very good, very
And
good.
what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her.
Ooh, that's
and that
interesting.
it was thanks to her that he died, too.
Alright.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
Cool. Alright, who are we speaking to first? Sure, let's talk to the sad
God
lady.
be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
So many things.
Margrave Job's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Liechtenstein? Yeah, you know, no, I'm not gonna ask.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Alright, then you're here for the right place.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
Your wealth needs protection. I won't like that. You've got money, but you're wise
It's
as well.
not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on two fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps
what are you going to
a
ask
favor
me?
in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't...
I'm going to have
go
to
into the
steal
wrong
from
hands.
someone that I probably have to
Who's that?
talk to.
Harmon Alder.
Oh, for
Now,
fuck's sake.
if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
I'm just going to do it.
I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed.
Fucking
on the
side
outer
quests
courtyard.
in a main
Bring
quest?
them to me,
God
and put
damn.
these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorim's groom has eyes everywhere.
Okay. Let's just see if I can sort it out.
God bless.
Get out of my way, buddy.
Take a look at that. What brings you here?
This guy, isn't it? Hey, buddy. Now he's gonna stand near the door, isn't he? Yeah, what a fuckhead. Can I go up and then back down? Dogby Birkin. Yeah, here we go. Shit. That didn't work. Alright. Cool.
Not even Bocek?
Not even Bocek. And he's a great lord.
That's hard to believe. Martin likes to exaggerate.
I'm assuming that's
He
the
was
old
talking
man.
about sorry nags.
No, I don't speak to him.
What nags?
Let's try it again.
My ward, who I can't leave unattended.
Greetings. What do you need?
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem? The horses are fed and watered. I'm not idle.
God forbid. But standing around here must be a pain in the arse, no? You might get thirsty.
Not really.
You might get
What of
thirsty.
I left something behind in the shed and now I need it. So, would you let me in?
Is that so? And what are
Hey,
you
Jade. Thanks for the biddies.
Why? For
Too good to me.
Older.
Wine. Like there's not rivers of the stuff all around here. Stop drinking and don't bother.
I just need to get some. You know what?
And what?
Not as.
Farewell.
Should have done that in the first place. There we go, switch papers. Yeah, you're way too good to me, Jade. Are you streaming later, or tonight, or what's the plan?
I've got those papers from Alder.
Fuck, don't say it that loud,
Quiet.
mate.
You don't have to announce
Yeah,
it to everyone.
jeez.
My lady, with all the clamour.
I have
around
the
here, I
papers.
can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will.
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, God willing.
Fuck yes.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
Just fucking send it. Just play whatever you want. What are you gonna have the most fun playing, Jade? How tipsy is he? Nah, I'm a fucking professional, so I should be okay. There's one guy down below me. This guy is a bit of a card. No, he was fine. Let's engage in
I'd like
conversation.
to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Ha, even better. But you
Go
won't
for it.
believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without it by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later, Father. This is important.
Makes sense.
You're in my home, so you'll talk to me first. What is it you want?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze.
None of that has changed.
I got
funnily
him
enough.
a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sasau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced
Classic
our whole
dad
family?
moves. Yeah, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have to.
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Older.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Fucking sending it.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
Yep. Bloodshed.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back. You can't stand up to this.
What's wrong with your legs?
That!
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword
Godwin's
fighting at
cracked
school.
at sword fighting.
I was in a war, right after they kicked me out of the Archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. The sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least
Jesus.
his second would become something.
He's always doing like that.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg.
This
he
is
wouldn't
wholesome.
talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder?
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important, considering you and Alder are both pretty small players. After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
Exactly.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me and tell me what it's all about.
Alright,
buddy, I'll tell
You've
you.
heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
What is this message
Leave
that I've
Alder
missed
to me.
before?
The plan
You have a
sounds
lucky
sensible, and
horseshoe
he's
up
no
your
fool.
ass.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime.
Something
Pa doesn't need to
great.
know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Fantastic. Alright, so he'll sort that guy out. That's awesome.